Today we're going to be talking about doing a painting from a simplified photo. And we are going to be using paint that you can get at Walmart. And we're going to do black, gray, and white. And that is all you need. It's a limited color palette. It's a monochrome painting. So we're going to be using this little towel right here to lay our sky. So you're going to get some gray and some white. Okay, and you're going to rub in your sky. And we're going to rub in our sky because we don't want a lot of brush strokes showing. So I like to rub it in a circular motion. It kind of makes the sky a little more interesting. And you want to make your edges either lighter or darker. Whatever you do, this has a central focal point, so you need to draw the viewer's eye to the middle. And that very simply is our sky, and we're going to leave it alone. Doesn't have to be too perfect. And we're going to pick up our first brush, and we're going to phase in our building, a very simple building with black. And just like that, you have your building. You don't have to worry about the fine details yet. We're just establishing where our building is going to go, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to kind of lay in our horizon line. So your horizon line is what's going to divide your foreground from your background. All right, so there's our horizon line right there. And we don't need that little brush for a few minutes, so we're going to get rid of it. And we're going to lay in some of our grasses on the bottom, like this. You want to use an upward stroke. And you always want to lay your darker colors first. So the beautiful thing of painting from your own photos is you don't have to achieve an exact likeness to the photo. You can change it, you can change the colors, you can simplify it, and it's going to help you start creating original art pieces. And it's also going to help you explore perspectives. You have to pick up your canvas a little bit here to get to the bottom, okay? All right, that's pretty good. So we're gonna lay that aside, and you can pick up one of the bigger flat brushes if you want. You see we have an array of brushes right here, so pick up one of your brushes and you're going to start filling in your building, and you want it to look kind of rugged because when I took this picture, it was a very old building falling down and it was stucco. It had light spots and dark spots. So the only real thing that you need to worry about with your building is making sure that it stands out from your background. So you need to lighten or darken that accordingly. And don't be afraid to leave your brush strokes showing. Don't try to smooth out all your brush strokes because that's what adds interest to your piece. You see I left a little space right here. We're going to go back to our small brush and we're going to add in the door. So the interesting thing about this photo is it had a window behind that door. So we're going to go ahead and leave that in there. So it's very simply just a square. And then we're going to fill that in with black. Okay? Kind of sharpen our edges. Now we're going to go ahead and do our roof. Most of the roof was black and it was falling down. So you're going to just lay in with that small brush again you're gonna lay in your roof. And then we're gonna come back and we'll add some details in a minute. So you can see I'm not making it a solid black. I'm leaving stuff showing through because in the original photo, the roof was caving in. All right, so we're gonna wipe off our brush a little bit. You can see I left some dark gray in here, so we're gonna add that now. And then we're gonna come back and we are going to finish this painting with our fan brush. Alrighty, so we're gonna lay that aside. We're gonna go back to our fan brush and we're gonna finish this out. We're gonna do 2 trees because there was overgrown trees on the side. You don't have to be too precise because trees aren't perfect. You can wipe some of that black off, and now we're gonna lay some different colors into our grass. And you're gonna use that same upward motion. What you're really trying to do with this step is cover up some of that white canvas from showing through because you don't really need that all showing through there. Don't be afraid to vary the direction of your strokes, just like natural grass. And then our last step, even though the painting pretty much looks finished, we're gonna go ahead and add some dry brushing into our sky. So I used white when I did that. So you can use the same brush, you can switch brushes. This is a paint technique called dry brushing, whereas you're laying more color on an already dry area of the painting. This is just gonna give your background a little more interest. And it's okay if it doesn't come out exactly like mine. It's almost impossible to do a painting exactly the same every time. And just like that, you have a very simple painting that came from an original photograph.